Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. on this Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to Daybreak here as we stream on WGRZ-Plus. And the results are in for this year's primaries, helping set the stage for November's general election. The heated race to fill the seat formerly held by Buffalo Mayor Sean Ryan now has a winner. Assemblymember John Rivera is set to represent the 61st Senate District. After a stunning defeat of the incumbent, he dethroned four-month incumbent and Democratic Party leader Jeremy Zellner with 55% of the vote. And since there is no Republican challenger in November, the seat is essentially Rivera's. Rivera said he used every minute he could to get the votes, going late into the night and knocking on doors. And he's feeling grateful about what this moment means for him as a city kid from the West Side.
From the bottom of my heart, as a kid that grew up on 14th Street on the West Side, it means the world that I'm now going to be your senator. Thank you very much.
And the 61st District covers Buffalo, Tonawanda, Amherst, Grand Island, Kenmore, and Williamsville. And as for who will have a chance to fill Rivera's former seat in the Assembly, well, Adam Bojack won the state's Assembly's 149th District in the Democratic primary. Bojack won 50% of the vote against Karen Hoke and Kevin Deese. And here's his message to voters about what to expect. Now, as for Rivera's former seat in the 149th, again, Adam Bojack won, as we just said, and that district covers Buffalo, Lackawanna, and Hamburg. Now, on to the race for comptroller. Thomas DiNapoli won the Democratic primary for New York State Comptroller. The longtime incumbent will now face Republican Joe Hernandez in the general election in November. DiNapoli is seeking a sixth term overseeing the state's finances and pension fund. And don't forget, you can see more of the results from primary night on our website, WGRZ.com/elections. In other news this morning, a total of 8 people, including 5 children, were taken to the hospital after 2 vehicles and a horse were involved in a crash in Cattaraugus County. The sheriff's office says one vehicle driving on Route 353 in the town of Little Valley hit a runaway horse and then collided head-on with another vehicle. We're being told that a person was riding the horse but was thrown off the horse before the crash happened. And the sheriff's office says the investigation is continuing. We also have an update on another serious crash that happened on the 290 yesterday. A man driving a Saturn crossed through 2 lanes of traffic and hit a tow truck that was parked on the shoulder of the 290, according to police. The tow truck was helping a disabled vehicle off the side of the highway at the time. The driver is being treated for serious injuries to his head, his chest, and his stomach. No one else was hurt during the crash. That section of the 290 near the 990 was partially closed for 6 hours because of the crash, but it is back open this morning. Buffalo police are asking for your help finding this missing teen. Take a look at your screen. 15-year-old Bryce Andrus was last seen leaving Burgard High School in the city of Buffalo. He's described as being 5'5", about 130 pounds, with light brown hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to call 911 immediately. And a house fire on Buffalo's east side early yesterday morning is being investigated as arson. Firefighters were called to Moore Street just after 5:30. They found flames coming from a vacant 2-story home, and the fire also spread to a neighboring home. Luckily, no one was hurt. Officials have not yet released any information about a possible suspect. A fallen hero has returned home to Western New York. The remains of Army Specialist Adrian Bonsi arrived at the Buffalo airport last night, where a dignified transfer took place. It comes nearly 2 weeks after he died during a training exercise at the National Training Center in Irwin, California. Military officials say Bonsi was struck by an M2 Bradley fighting vehicle. The 2015 graduate of Amherst High School will be laid to rest Friday at Forest Lawn Cemetery with full military honors. The U.S. Department of Justice is suing New York State over a law that bans federal officers from wearing masks and requires them to display identification. The lawsuit names Governor Kathy Hochul, Attorney General Letitia James, and other state officials. The DOJ argues that the law is unconstitutional and interferes with federal law enforcement operations. State leaders have defended the measure as a way to increase accountability and transparency during law enforcement operations. The case will now move through federal court. 9:05 on Daybreak, and a beautiful start to the morning. 62 degrees out there. But Patrick, it actually feels even warmer out there this morning. Just a gorgeous start to the day.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It does feel a little warmer. We're now, as you mentioned, into the low 60s, setting up for what's going to be a beautiful day today. What's been kind of a nice stretch. I know we had a little snag on Monday with the showers and then again tomorrow, but as we take today and then the weather into the weekend looks gorgeous. So 75 today, sunny. Tonight we're going to cloud it up out ahead of a system that brings us some showers on your Thursday. It looks like the focus will be in the morning, but there could be a couple of widely scattered showers into the afternoon as well. Yeah, it's 66 in Buffalo, so we're up like 10 degrees just in the last hour and a half or so. 65 Dunkirk, 59 in Franklinville. We are watching clear skies, but this is the disturbed weather, if you will, coming from our west that will cloud things up tonight and bring us that opportunity of some showers tomorrow. Not looking severe with the weather tomorrow, just some showers and thunderstorms moving through. Numbers today, similar to yesterday, mid 70s with a light breeze. Tomorrow, we'll take the numbers down just a bit just because of the additional cloud cover. Rain showers in the morning, widely scattered in the afternoon. And you'll see what I mean here. So notice today we're fine. Sunshine. Increasing clouds tonight. As we go through tomorrow morning, we'll see, watch this, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, showers moving through, maybe some embedded thunder. That continues through about the lunch hour. Then the bulk of that rain pushes off to the east. The rest of the day, widely scattered showers, as you can see. Lots of dry time too. So planning your afternoon. It's going to be close with some showers. It could turn out to be an absolutely lovely evening tomorrow as these showers pass. However, there will be a few of these that'll be close, so we got to keep an eye on them. And these showers should push well east of the area once we hit sunset and beyond. And then that'll set us up for a very nice looking Friday with a mix of clouds and sun, Saturday as well. And then Sunday, a run at 80s that may last a while into next week. So looking pretty good. So for today, mostly sunny and mild, a light breeze, sunrise very early, 5:37. Tonight, sunset close to 9 o'clock. Man, long, long days. And then for tomorrow, morning showers, a few afternoon, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, a light breeze. So enjoy. Today's quiet. Tomorrow, again, a couple of rain showers to work around. So that's your Thursday. Little cooler, both for the southern tier and areas across Erie and Niagara County. Then on Friday, a mix of clouds and sun, temperatures into the 70s, close to 80 on Saturday. So we are going to warm it up pretty nicely. And then low 80s on Sunday. And that'll be the start of what we think is going to be kind of our first summery weather pattern, reminiscent of what we saw earlier in June when we had widespread 80s. We're going to see that. It should be mainly rain-free Monday, Tuesday. Humidity levels will creep up. It doesn't get out of hand, but it will get a little more humid. And likely Wednesday into Thursday, a couple of thunderstorms coming through potentially to maybe break the heat just a bit. But it is going to be, Melissa, a warm stretch. And yeah, hard to believe. This leads up to the 4th of July.
I can't believe it's already here.
School's not even out, right? It's not even out. And we're talking the 4th within like a 10-day period.
And then the fair will be here in no time, and you know what that means.
Melissa's calling this summer already.
No.
Enjoy these final days of summer.
We'll take the heat around the 4th, but at least it won't be too hot for the ride for Roswell on Saturday.
Thank you.
Some riders riding 100 miles.
That's right. And so, and then the Peloton race is Friday night. That looks okay.
Yeah, and Channel 2 is going to have a lot of coverage, as we always do, of the Peloton and the Celebration of Hope. I'll be out there live at UB for that wonderful celebration. It's been rainy the last few years.
I remember
as those riders, they ride from Roswell all the way up to UB North. and it's always raining.
You and Benini were like navigating rain or wind not long ago.
I'm not riding, but
no, but didn't he co-host it with you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful parade of all of the different oncology departments at Roswell.
Right.
And the riders, of course, the 100 of them riding from downtown up to Amherst. And I don't like to ride in the rain, so at least it'll be dry.
Didn't it rain last year?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember a couple years ago we were in close contact with the organizers because rain was an issue that time. Yeah. So
lots of people are getting in touch with you about events, including Hamburg High School, who have their graduation tomorrow. Yeah. The whole 7-day is dry, except for tomorrow, and they're wondering, should we move it indoors or not? And it's hard for you to make that call.
Yeah, Mr. Krangle, you know who you are, got a hold of me, and we were trying to plan. This graduation, like so many around the region, is really, really big, and it's outside. And the forecast does call for rain. However, specifically when you get towards the late afternoon or evening, the showers become more widely spaced.
Yeah.
And despite the forecast for rain on Thursday, which there is, hopefully we can clear things out in time for the graduation.
And if you tell them to have it outside and then it rains.
And it rains.
It's all on you.
I am now a resident of Wyoming, not Wyoming County.
Your son will not be going to Hamburg High School next year.
Yes. Well, son, let's look at your transfer options starting now.
Right. All right, Patrick, thank you. We've got a lot more coming up after the break, including what's up with that buoy in Lake Erie? We'll find out all about it, and Patrick will get to nerd out a little bit with our guest here in the studio. Stay with us. We are joined right now by Brian Haas, who is the field manager of Great Lakes Center, and you're joining us here because Patrick is really curious about something that's in the middle of the lake right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, we just have to talk about it, and we have to have Brian on to talk about it, and you're the expert behind all of this. First, tell us about Great Lakes Center. What is this as part of Buffalo State University?
Yeah, so the Great Lakes Center at Buff State, we run all sorts of different research all across all the Great Lakes. We provide educational opportunities for students at Buff State and also throughout the broader community. And we have a field station located like right off the foot of Porter on Rotary Row, right on the water. We have a fleet of vessels, aquatic labs in there. And if anybody wants to see that, we actually have an open house event coming up July 11th from 10 to 2.
Very cool.
Check out our field station.
So one of the tools that you use to do the work that you do are data buoys. And I know you've got one near Dunkirk, but one was recently launched like right here, just a few miles off the Buffalo Marina. And from a weather standpoint, we kind of geek out because there's times that we want to know really what's going on the lake, and we don't totally know unless a boat happens to be going by or we use some of the other data sources. So why did you feel it was important to launch this buoy?
Well, yeah, I guess to start, so we've run that Dunkirk buoy for over a decade. It's 6 miles out in the lake. Everybody in Dunkirk loves it, anglers, charter captains. So, with that in mind, we're right here in Buffalo. We're like, we got to get one of these. So, yeah, obviously the maritime community, the ecological community is all centered right around this spot. So we went and wrote a grant to the Niagara River Greenway Ecological Standing Committee, and they supported us, and we were able to receive funding from the New York Power Authority to purchase this buoy and then fund initial operations.
And what information does it provide, and to who?
Yeah, so that's the nice thing about this buoy. It's collecting tons of data. There's sensors all over it, but all real-time data on water conditions, weather, all basic weather stuff, and then a super important one is wave conditions. Gives you a whole bunch of parameters on the waves.
Because I think a lot of people too, they're going to decide, do we want to go out on the water today? And now you can see real time what the conditions are like, wave heights and things like that. Plus, it's got a video, camera, which is pretty much live, right? You click on it and you can actually see, there's the buoy there, you can see.
Because that's fascinating. In Daybreak, you might say, oh, the waves are 1 to 3 feet today, or 3 to 5 feet, but that can change
so quickly. Especially, the buoy obviously comes out in the wintertime, but in the spring and the fall, when you get these big systems coming in, the waves can get dangerously high. And when we get those, seiches on our end of the lake, this will kind of help.
Explain a seiche for those who don't know.
So that it's like the bathtub effect. When a lot of wind piles the water on one end of the lake on our side, it goes down on the other, like near Cleveland. So it can be a real problem for, shoreline property and things like that.
So if the water's low, what would the buoy say?
So the buoy isn't measuring water level, but there is a water level sensor right at the Coast Guard station there. The buoy's obviously, so in last Thursday there was a SACE event, the water level rose a couple feet here in Buffalo, but the buoy was picking up like max wave heights of over 11 feet.
11, which is kind of rare for June.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
I mean, we've had a very windy last couple of weeks.
Let's take a video here. We have this location of where this buoy is, and this is a website you can go to, and actually, there it is. There, you can see the location. We'll zoom in, and you can click on it, and it will give you the data that it can access, which is temperature, things like that, wave height. He'll zoom in. He'll click on it. And the lower one, that one, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, click on that.
The upper one is the Coast Guard station?
Yeah, double click on that. And double click on it again. Okay, now see video right there. Click on that and then push the arrow. So that's the video from the actual, look at that. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is so cool.
So that webcam, just so everybody knows, so that takes a 15-second video at the top of every daylight hour.
Okay.
So that buoy's run all on solar power, right?
Okay.
So there's energy budget constraints on it to run all the different sensors.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not live, that's 15 seconds at the top of the hour.
At the top of the hour. Every other parameter, see, like you see, it says 1 hour ago, but you have to refresh the page and then it'll update it. But the buoy's recording at 10-minute intervals for all the parameters except wave height, which is every 20 minutes to get the appropriate calculations. And then that'll all be updated on there. And I guess to point out on that website, so that's siegel.gloss.org, and GLOSS is a Great Lakes Observing System. And they've been one of our longtime partners, and they help get all the data that we collect out and available to the public so they can use it.
One of the things that your buoy also does is it measures temperature at depth, right? You can see what the temperature is at the surface, 6 feet down, 20 feet down. And for fishermen, that might be of interest to see, okay, what are the temperatures doing, where the fish may be.
Right.
Right?
100%. I mean, the one here in Buffalo, we're in shallower water, so that at least right now, it's all mixed, but the Dunkirk buoy, right, that's in 110 feet of water, so then the lake stratifies out there, and that shows that whole temperature profile where you have that warmer water sitting on top of that colder water, and all the anglers really like that information.
And exactly where do you find it, or where is it?
So if it's a long website. It's Siegel.
No, the actual buoy
Oh,
itself.
the buoy. So we took our camera. We tried to find it. So it's where the lighthouse is.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of go west and then south, and it's about 2 miles.
Yeah, it's about 2 miles from the mouth of the Buffalo River, south-southwest, I would say. And you can see it out there. It's sitting there. Feel free to go, drive around it, look at it.
Wave,
if you go, at the top
to the
of the hour,
webcam so your friends can see you.
Right.
So so what do you? So this is you put it in about a month and a half ago.
Yep.
So this is going to be, I don't know, this first year could be kind of interesting to see what you gather. And
Yes. Has anything surprised you so far in the month that it's been in there?
I mean, obviously we have the Dunkirk buoy, right? So I have a frame of reference for that. So kind of looking in between the two and everything. And I mean, obviously the webcam has provided even that alone, which way the webcam's looking is an interesting thing because it's a fixed webcam. Wave height's super interesting. It does seem that Buffalo's, with the wave heights, kicks up a little earlier than Dunkirk, being in shallower water.
Okay.
And settles down a little earlier.
Right, okay.
Wave period is also something we're looking at to see in the shallower water if that's restricting wave height and wave period. But overall, they've been pretty comparable between Dunkirk and Buffalo in terms of wave heights.
So beneficial to you and really beneficial to fishermen out there, of course.
Yeah, the sailing community is super excited about this, right? It has all that wind speed, wind direction, all those parameters, and then the wave heights. They go and they do races out there, and I know that they take, and not only is the data real time, it's also archived, so then you can go back and look if you were out there to see what the exact conditions were.
Awesome. Brian, thank you. Again, if you want to access this, maybe the easiest way to do it is put into your Google Great Lakes Research Center buoy.
Yeah, if you type Great Lakes Center Buffalo buoy, that'll take you to, we have a webpage there, a bunch of information about these buoys, and then it'll also have links to that Siegel website that can give you the real-time data.
Cool.
And once again, your open house?
Yeah, the open house is July 11th from 10 to 2, and there'll be advertisements kind of going out for that. But come down and see what the Great Lakes Center does.
All right. Well, thanks for coming and helping Patrick geek out a little bit this morning. We appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Love it.
We'll be back right after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, 9:23 here on Daybreak. And as the world has its eyes on the FIFA World Cup, millions of young soccer players are dreaming about what's possible on the field. But here in Buffalo, one former refugee is using the world's game to help hundreds of local kids build confidence and community and brighter futures. And he's one of the selfless among us.
Good, control it.
For Oweso Noor, soccer was his lifeline.
Is what I'm really trying to build here for these kids who might not have that same opportunity that I had growing up. Go left wing.
The founder of Beyond Border Athletics arrived in Buffalo from Kenya when he was 7 years old. He faced language barriers, culture shock, and the challenge of starting over. But mentors, coaches, and teachers helped him find his footing, and now he's creating that same support system for the next generation.
The growth of the whole Beyond Border Athletics, I'd say it's inspired by my background. It's inspired by the people that invested in me, and also now looking to create that same village, the same community for the kids that I'm serving currently.
In just 6 months, Beyond Border Athletics has grown to serve more than 200 young people from over 35 schools across Buffalo, using sports, academics, and mentorship to help refugee, immigrant, and underserved youth thrive.
Coach Oweso, he's very funny and he's kind and he's so motivational. He's a great coach, so he's my favorite coach.
He wants us to do better for ourselves and like for our future.
Good job, well done.
The program remains completely free for families, thanks in part to community support. Just this month, the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame awarded Beyond Border Athletics a $1,000 grant that Oweso will use to buy jerseys.
I was very excited to receive that. The kids really appreciate it when they get the chance to wear a jersey. Being able to put it on represents a lot for them. Good job, run, look up.
For many of the athletes, Oweso has become much more than a coach.
He had me go to a college showcase, which that was my first ever one. He tells us like every single day, he can get us places, we just gotta work for it. And that's what I'm doing.
You guys do that?
Oweso says his goal isn't necessarily for the kids to win on the field. It's to teach them how to succeed off of it.
If you work hard, you do the best you can do, and you have a community that's behind you, backing you, and supporting you, you're able to essentially achieve anything.
Can you believe he is a husband and father of 3 young children? He works in business development for an insurance company. So he does all of this with Beyond Border Athletics every single day for completely free.
Wow.
Just
that's incredible.
to help kids in our community, give them something to do after school. And then all summer long, there's going to be a great summer program for kids in Western New York and Buffalo. So you can find more information about that at beyondborderathletics.org. But again, he's in great need of more volunteers, mentors, tutors for the kids, and then sponsors, and also donations of soccer balls and soccer equipment and things like that, so that he can keep this going and incorporating more kids into the soccer program. And it's not Beyond Border Soccer, it's Beyond Border Athletics, because they also play basketball and they're taking on other sports as well. But really a great way to give kids just like Oweso an opportunity to play sports.
Yeah, soccer is kind of like this international sport, international bond, but you said there's others too.
Yeah, but it's but as far as the kids, I mean, there are refugees from 7 different countries, maybe even more, and it's beyond borders because they're all coming together with this one shared love. And so it's really great to see. We've got more information, a much longer story when you click on the story on WGRZ.com.
All right, take a live look outside, show you what it's looking like on this very pretty Wednesday. Look at that, gorgeous.
Can you see the buoy?
Look, squint. It's that little yellow thing on the left, on the right. Hard to see, but it's out there.
Yeah.
And we have 2. I thought we were done. Okay. Well, anyway,
that was surprising to us.
The buoy it's kind of right off where the windmills are. And I think it's going to be, Melissa, it's going to become your new screensaver, I guarantee you.
I'm sure. You know what? It will be fun to refresh it, though. And
just to see, what's going on. Imagine if some big, fin comes out. Some ancient shark that lived out there that we never knew about. Anyway, why don't we take a look at the long-range forecast? Here we go. Yeah, one thing stands out. Well, two things. A, the rain showers tomorrow, and then the string of warmth that is on the way. Tomorrow's rain is not an all-day deal, but there will be. It's going to rain in the morning, especially. The afternoon is going to be a little more hit and miss. I want to say keep your afternoon plans a go.
Now that we're wrapping up June, is June colder than
Good
normal?
question. No, in fact, the first half of the month, like literally every day was above normal.
Really?
Or the first like 10 days.
Recency bias. 'Cause
It's
I feel
recency
like it's
bias.
so cold.
But for the last 2 weeks, we've had I think it's, Lauren said this yesterday, 9 straight below average days. So it's really been kind of half and half. So, which means it's probably going to all equal out. What's been also impressive is how the month started off really dry, but we had that like stretch of like 10 days of no rain, if not more, 2 weeks of no rain. We've made up for it. Now we have a big surplus for the month of June and for the spring and early summer. So we are going to kind of flip towards a summer pattern next week, and you'll notice it. It's going to, I mean, this has been nice, but it's going to feel like full-on summer next week.
I'm ready for it. Bring it on. All right. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak. We'll see you back here tomorrow from 4:30 to 9:30.